Well, folks, let's give it up for another bitter boomer here that thinks it is a flex to, I don't know, let their body deteriorate while they slave away for the man. Razor here says, you seriously are making a mountain out of a molehill, and I'm assuming you're a server, which I am, because that's when you deal with closing. When you walked in the restaurant, you should have known and be thankful that you have a job. Be thankful you're making money. If you don't like it, instead of getting on social media bitching and moaning, just quit and get a new job. I worked at a bar, got home at 4 in the morning to wake up at 6 a.m. to do my day job, and I'm 57, so I don't understand what your issue is, etc., etc., etc. Well, if you don't understand what my issue is, I do fear that you have no comprehension skills, because I clearly explained what my issue was in the previous video. And it was not an issue with being employed, for which I am incredibly thankful. So thank you for that. Gratitude is a very important daily practice we should all take part in. No, it was the misunderstanding and what I felt to be a lack of communication in company policy that is different than what I was used to and what I had been informed of previously. It was me coming on social media to my followers on my social media platform, which is another form of income for me, sir, to discuss something that I observed, a part of my daily life that I wanted to share my perspective on, and that being, I was asking clarifying questions at my day job, because that would help me prepare to better serve my boss and the guests and my coworkers and colleagues in a productive manner if I knew the order of operations in which the schedule was going to work, because it was different than what I had previously been told. If that apparently makes me, I don't know, ungrateful for a job, so be it. I also am someone that does value more than 2 hours of sleep. So if you think that, going to bed at 4 a.m. and waking up 6 is some sort of accomplishment worthy of a medal, I don't have a medal for you. I mean, I might have a cookie in my oven if I get to bacon for you, but other than that, good for you. Good for you for operating on 2 hours of sleep. I should hope that when I'm 57 years old, I am probably more financially secure or stable than you are, so that I don't have to work from job to job to job to job, from bar to bar to bar to bar, when apparently in your bio you say you're a dancer, in which case you should understand a great deal of what was expressed in the previous video, but that's neither here nor there. I should also hope that when I'm 57 years old, I understand the value of rest and the importance of sustainability. You want to talk about gratitude, if you want to sustain a career, honey, I should hope that you understand that it's important that we take care of our body, and that also includes our personal life, our professional life, our mental and emotional state, our physical health, all needs to come into account. So me saying that it's odd that when I thought that a certain company policy was one way, shape, form, or fashion as previously expressed in my 1.5 years working here, when in actuality it may have been something different, and the way that was communicated I felt to be a bit curt, I don't really see that as anything that's, I don't know, incredibly shocking or new under the sun. Good for you for getting 2 hours of sleep every night. I don't really see you working as like a professional dancer or artist. If you enjoy that, good for you. I'm someone that's going to get a minimum of 6 hours of sleep when I can help it. I'm someone that when I do any job of any kind, I like to have an expectation of what is going to occur both that shift and maybe the next shift, so that I can better prepare what I need to do to set myself up for success, so that I am arriving in the best way that I can for my coworkers, because otherwise I'm going to be discombobulated and disoriented, right? Particularly when I like consistency in a job and communication, and I like a policy that is consistent across the board. And when that doesn't occur, I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility for anyone to ask a question to better help them, help their boss, help the customers, to help the company. If that is something that you cannot comprehend, I apparently cannot help you. If the words that I used were too big for you, go and buy a dictionary. I have a lot of different content here on my TikTok talking about a myriad of different topics, and a lot of that does include communication. A lot of that does include discussing comprehension, critical thinking, beyond the realm of customer service, working in a restaurant, or just my various observations of my day job versus nightlife, etc., etc. But I do implore you to maybe check out my page if you want to, I don't know, get a better perspective. In the meantime, have the day you deserve, dear. And I don't know, you might be deliriously groggy working on 2 hours of sleep, but I await your next paragraph comment.